Hey guys, welcome to part 5 of this tutorial for Je te laisserai des mots by Patrick Watson. Here's what we're going to learn in this part. Okay, so this is where we left off in the last part. And now, on the last time that you play D and then G and B twice, you will start to play something else on the right hand. You will start this part. You'll play B, then E, D, C sharp, and back to D. Okay, like this. And when you come back to D, you will already start a new chord on the left hand. Okay. And you will play this B together with this D on the left hand. Then when you play G and B with the left hand, you will play this E up here. And when you play G and B again, you will go down to D and also C sharp. And when you come back to D, you will already be on the next chord with the left hand. So this is a little transition to the next section of the song where the left hand changes. The left hand is now going back to something we've learned before. You will start with this B minor chord, play B down here, and then F sharp and D up here twice. Then you play A down here, play E and C sharp up here twice. Then you go down to G, play D and B twice. And then you'll do this little transition that we've also learned before. G, then A, D and B, then A sharp, and then back to the first chord. So again, the left hand. And then start from the beginning again. Now you do this pattern with the left hand 4 times, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the 4th time, you will end it right there. You will just play the first 3 chords and you will not play this transition. Okay? You don't play that on the 4th time that you play this pattern on the left hand. Okay, that's it for the left hand for this part. Now let's look at the right hand. Let's listen to the right hand only first. I will also play this little transition at the end of the last part. Now this doesn't really sound like anything without the left hand, but maybe it helps you to see it once. Okay, so let's look at it with the left hand right away. I will also play this little transition from the last part. But this is where the actual new part begins. You start on this D with the right hand, and you play B with the left hand. You start this first chord. Then you go on, you already know this. Okay, so you play D on the right hand with B on the left hand. On the second time you play F sharp and D, you start to play C sharp, then you play D, and once you come back to C sharp, you will already start the second chord. After you've played E and C sharp twice, you will play B with the right hand, and once you play C sharp with the right hand, you will go to the third chord already. And then, when you play D and B with the left hand, you will come back to B with the right hand. Okay? So again. Alright. Okay, now you play this little transition with the left hand. And now the right hand changes. You will play B with the right hand and then E 3 times. Okay? And you time it with the left hand. You will play G and B together. B on the right hand, G on the left hand. Then you play this chord with the left hand, and at the same time you play the first E on the right hand. Then you play A sharp with the left hand and E again with the right hand. And then play E once more with the right hand. Okay, so again. Alright, now after you've played B and then E 3 times, you will play this on the right hand. E, D, E, and then one more E. Okay? So, B, 3 times is E, then E, D, E, and one more time. Now while you're holding this third E that you've played, you will start the next chord on the left hand already. You then play F sharp and D with the left hand. And on the second time that you play F sharp and D, you will start to play E with the right hand. And then you play D on the right hand. And when you come back to E, you will start the second chord with the left hand. Then you play E and C sharp with the left hand. And after you've played it twice, you will play this last E. And then go to the third chord on the left hand. Okay? Okay, let's listen to all of that from the beginning again, with a little transition from the last part. Okay, and now when you play this little transition with the left hand, you'll play this on the right hand. B, D, E, and back to D. Okay? Now I think this is the most difficult part of the song, because the timing is very strange. When he is singing this part, Chachés dans les trous, I feel like he's singing 4 notes in the time of 3/4 notes. So in the time that you play 3 notes on the left hand, G, then this chord, and then A sharp. While you play these 3 notes, you play these 4 notes on the right hand. Okay, now to time 4 notes on the right hand for 3 notes on the left hand is extremely difficult. I can barely do it, but it sounds okay. Here's what it sounds like when you play 4 notes on the right hand for 3 notes on the left hand. So you play the first two notes together, G on the left hand, B on the right hand. Then you play this D on the right hand. Afterwards, you play this chord on the left hand. Then you play E on the right hand. Then you play A sharp on the left hand. And then come back to this D on the right hand. Now this sounds very easy in theory, but it is very difficult to play. After you've played these four notes on the right hand, B, D, E, D, you will go up to F sharp on the right hand. And when you land on this F sharp, you will start the first chord again with the left hand. Now to practice to play four notes over three notes, I just played this part all over again, landing on this F sharp with the first chord on the left hand again, like this. This is the closest I could get to the vocals and the best way I can play it. Now if this is too difficult to play, here's the alternative way of playing it. You just play three notes instead of four on the right hand. You just play B, D, and E with this transition on the left hand. Okay? Instead of four notes, just three notes on the right hand. This also makes it way easier to play. So just pick the version you prefer for this part. Okay, now let's listen to all of that again. Okay, so now you land on this first chord again with the left hand, and with the right hand you will play F sharp, then E, E again, down to D, and back to E. Okay, so. And for your transition, you will play B twice, and then D, E. Okay, so again, this part, F sharp, E twice, D, E, and then B twice, D, E. Okay, let's break that down. So you start on F sharp with the first chord. And when you hit F sharp and D with the left hand the second time, you will play this first E on the right hand. You then hold this E while playing A on the left hand. And when you play E and C sharp with the left hand, you will play the second E. Then, when you play E and C sharp with the left hand again, you will go down to D with the left hand. And then go back to E. You then hold this E again while playing the third chord. And now, before starting the transition with the left hand, you will play this first B on the right hand. And when you start the transition with the left hand, you will play B again with the right hand. Then you play D on the right hand with this chord on the left hand. And then play E before you play A sharp with the left hand. And afterwards, A sharp with the left hand. Okay? So again, start on F sharp. Okay, the ending is a little tricky there. So you hit B twice, and on the second time you start the last chord. And then just play this D shortly, then go to E, and then only play A sharp on the left hand. Okay? Okay, now let's listen to that slowly again with all of the stuff we learned before. Okay, and now the last time you play the 4 chords with the left hand, you're going to play this. So the left hand will play F sharp, then E twice, down to D, and then E twice again. Okay, so like this. You only play this D very shortly. Now again, you start with F sharp on the right hand, B on the left hand. Then you play F sharp and D with the left hand. And the second time you play it, you will play this first E on the right hand. Then when you go to the second chord, to play this A, you will play the second E on the right hand. You then play E and C sharp with the left hand. Then you will play this D on the right hand. And on the second time that you play E and C sharp with the left hand, you will come back to E with the right hand. Okay? And then when you start the third chord with the left hand, you will play the final E. And then play D and B again. Okay? Okay. Okay, this was it for this part. Let's listen to all of that again slowly. Now because there's not a lot of repetitions in the right hand and the melody changes a lot, I would recommend that you either play this song while looking at the sheet music, or keeping the vocals in your mind while playing it, and trying to adjust your timing to the vocals. Just learning these notes and rhythms by heart is very difficult. Okay, that's it for this part. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next part.